But, seriously, Matt Pat, if you see this, love all of your channels. And, if you need a wine consultant for game or food theory, for food theory, I would be so on board for that. You don't even know. Yeah, seriously. Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty, because Cobra Kai never dies. Today, we're going to be talking about, this red right here. But we're going to be doing something new because I've never done this before. What I really wanted to do was find some reason to talk about this 2011 Charbonneau from Castoro Cellars from their Whale Rock vineyard in Paso Robles. And what I thought I would do is the usual, what do we call it? An informational episode. This is edutainment after all. But what I found out is way more intense than I ever thought was possible. Seriously, this is going to blow your mind. So, in honor of the new season of whatever this is, Rewind with bschwitty, we're going to be doing something new. This is a new format for our informational episodes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this every week, but I think it makes more sense than 10 facts about. So, right now, buckle in. I'm going to drink some of this Charbonneau, and you're going to listen to my dulcet tones over some nice pictures and possibly animations, depending on how much time I have between this recording and pushing it out on Tuesday. So buckle in, boys and girls and non-binary people, because we're going to talk about the curious case of Douce Noir. Sometimes wine varietals are like great mystery novels. They are dark, mysterious, their own origins shrouded even to themselves. The great noble varietals of Bordeaux, which sometimes get confused for other varietals once they leave their home and get planted in different countries, more on that later, pale in comparison to the tale spun by this lesser-known varietal called Douce Noir. First, let's understand the origins of this grape. Douce Noir is one of the most planted red varietals until the late 1800s. In the Savoie department of southeastern France, specifically the French Alps. Side note, France divides their territories of governing into regions, then into departments, and then into communes. A department is similar to like a county in the US. So this grape is also found in Loire under the name Corbeau, believed to be named for its dark color. Corbeau is the French word for crow. The first mention of Douce Noir can be found in a letter from November 24th in 1803, written by the mayor of Saint-Pierre d'Albany. Side note, I didn't write how to pronounce that one, so it's on screen. Which again, don't speak French. A commune of Savoie, to the prefect of the region. In this letter, the mayor cites Douce Noir as the main grape varietal in his commune. Now, people in the past have believed that Douce Noir originated in the Piemonte region of northwest Italy, or as we say in English, Piedmont, which, if you followed this channel, know that it is a wine region known for Barolo and Barbaresco, which are made from the Nebbiolo grape. In the upper right corner, find a link to the very early Season 1 episode talking about how to read Italian wine labels. And if you're interested in learning more about Piemonte, don't worry, we'll have an episode on it soon. As I was saying, people used to think that Douce Noir came from Piemonte, and they even confused the grape for Piemonte grape, Dolcetto Nero, for most of the 20th century. Who could blame them? The name Douce Noir literally means sweet black in French, where Dolcetto Nero means small sweet black in Italian. Strangely enough, Douce Noir's real Italian name is Plante de Turin, or Turin for short, which is the capital of Piemonte. And by the way, I took Japanese in high school, not fluent in French or Italian, so if I got this wrong, let me know in the comments below, and tell me how to actually pronounce these words. So how can this grape get such a confusing backstory and even mistook for a different grape altogether? Actually, this is a more common case than you can imagine. Genetic testing hasn't been around all that long, at least not in the DNA test sense. I know it's commonplace to us now since most people buy 23andMe as Christmas presents, but think about this. The iPhone hasn't even been around for 15 years yet, but it feels like we've always had them at this point. While we've been playing with plant genetics since Gregor Mendel figured out trait inheritance back in the late 1800s, important advancements in science like James Watson and Francis Crick discovering the double helix structure of DNA didn't happen until 1953, and even then DNA testing didn't start until the mid-1980s. It took until 1993 for someone to think about profiling wine grape varietals. From this point, it took about 4 years before the first grape's paternity test came back to show us that Cabernet Sauvignon was actually a cross between Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. Most naming errors weren't even discovered until the 2000s. The most famous of these finds were the confirmation of Zinfandel being not only related to Italy's Primitivo, but eventually finding its true origins on the Dalmatian coast of Croatia, where it was called, and again, bear with me here as I do not speak Croatian, Kreljanak Kastelanski. Back to Douce Noir. What did genetic testing tell us about it? Well, it's time for the big reveal. It turns out that in California, the grape varietal Charbono is not actually Charbono from Piemonte, but Douce Noir. Furthermore, in Argentina, the varietal known as Bonarda, which is the second most planted varietal in Argentina behind Malbec at over 46,000 acres, is not Bonarda Piemontese or any of the other Italian Bonarda varietals, but in fact it is Douce Noir as well. Finally, a grape from northeastern Italy's Veneto region called Turca is also Douce Noir. So we know the history and the many names it hides under the world. Let's talk about the grape itself. Typical varietal flavors include black cherry, plum, fig, with hints of violet, gravel, and allspice. Douce Noir tends to be fruity, medium-bodied, with high acidity and low tannins. It is very food-friendly. It will pair well with most meats, including pork and lamb products. Yet it is light enough to be served with chicken and heartier fish. So although we've seen minimal plantings of this varietal in its home country and only a modest planting in Italy and California, it is the hidden gem of Argentine wines. As Argentine Malbecs become more and more accepted in the New World wine circles, their winemaking process improves to make higher quality wine, which in turn will lead to some excellent Douce Noir, or Bonarda as it's called there, coming our way from Argentina soon. But hey, that's just a theory, a wine theory. And back to the studio, because we're not trying to steal from Matt Pat, who did, by the way, did an amazing episode on champagne for New Year's and the proper glass to drink it out of. I highly recommend it. Check it out. I'm going to try to link to it in upper right corner if I can. And yeah, remember, we're releasing 5 episodes a week, Monday through Friday, for the month of February as we dive into season 3 of Rewind. Tune in for tomorrow's episode where we're going to be reviewing the wine cooler set from Reduce. You don't want to miss that one. You don't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can find me on Instagram at Rewind Show, on Twitter at bschwitty, and as always, rewindshow.com will lead you directly to my YouTube channel. So, this has been Rewind. My name is bschwitty, and I will catch you next time.